Shower yet. Hey, everybody. It's still wet in spots. How's it going? Okay, give me a second here. I just, Malka. Do you remember Malka Ringel? She just went through my head. God bless you, Malka, in heaven. Whoops.
Sephora's Color IQ tool matches your unique.
Give me a second. Just get my hair up here. Papa's home from the races. Yay. Apparently he had a tough weekend with a lot of breakouts and red lights, but okay, let me just get this up here. Pop it in a tail for now. Oh, well, I didn't do anything for Canada Day. There. I didn't do anything for Canada Day. Not because I don't love my country. I love my country. I'm just ashamed of my government. And that's the only political statement I'm making today. How's everybody doing? Let me just give it a minute for folks to get in while I say what I did this weekend, which was not a lot. But I am going to tell you, let me see if I can't fix this so that you guys aren't seeing a line across my eyes. If you want me to say hi, then please say hello to everybody in the chat. And that way you will be on the participants list so that I can shout you out. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Yesterday was Canada Day, and I was supposed to do a patrons live stream, but we were getting storms, and I came down with a migraine. Now I have been running, no fever, but for about 2 weeks, these glands right here have been just slightly swollen, but sore, and I mean sore. I only had a day and a half where they weren't sore, and I think it's the smoke. Mind you, our wildfires have been cut down to less than half of what they were thanks to all the rain. And anything else? I canned kidney beans yesterday, and it's a video tomorrow on our half-acre homestead. I'm going to have to pick some lettuce for supper. So that's kind of been my weekend. I thought I was going to be late because I thought I was late because I got to getting ready. I wanted to not even reorganize my pantry, just start putting all the older stuff up on one shelf to be used first and then organizing my jars, and I forgot the time. I did have another Bernardin lid fail. I will be so glad when I have no more lids on jars in my pantry except for 4 jars, because I'm telling you, after 18 months, your Bernardin and Kerr lids and stuff, there's no guarantee they'll hold. Where did I say I was going to change them to? Not anytime soon, but I am going to start our half-acre homestead on Rumble. I'm going to transfer a lot of my older videos over there, and I will just put a video up saying, look, this is who I was, or this is, in the old days on our half-acre homestead, but we're still moving forward. I haven't got there yet. I know. I just lost another lid of a quart of turnips and carrots from 2021 because they went past 18 months, So I haven't started that channel on Rumble yet. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. Now I've given everybody time to get in here. Barefoot. There's a song I like. Hey, Barefoot Chickens, Black Rock. Aloha, Sisha. How are you doing today, darling? Celeste, Jackie Oak, KB Canner, and that's an inside joke because her name's Karen Black. And if anybody doesn't get that joke, then you're just too young. Kay Dean, Kim Solomon, Kitty Cat, Leanne, Linda Bopp, hello my darling, Linda Willardson, Lola Grandola, Lori Pierce, Sherry Leach, and Susan Fain. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to send this. If I buffer for a second, it's because I'm sharing this on I got to share this with my cousin Angie because she can't always get in through Facebook Messenger, so I have to share. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Beth Miller, how are you? So I thought, but for some reason, now I am going to see the doctor on Tuesday. I am walking a bit without my walker, but I'm limping and it hurts. But it is getting better. And I'm just having, what I'm planning, I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take the comfrey I've harvested and I think I'm going to make a rubbing oil with it. Maybe with some olive oil and beeswax and make a rub for my joints. I think I'm going to do that next. I'm also going to be making soap soon and laundry soap too. So the only difference I'm going to do with the laundry soap is I'm not going to put in as much borax because apparently it is hard on elastic. So if you have like dirty, really greasy work clothes and stuff like that, you can add borax after the fact. But to put it in your homemade laundry soap, it's not, elastics on your underwear and stuff, I've got shorts and stuff that I have to replace the elastic in because I got to turn off my hang on a second here. I got to put it on do not disturb. Sorry, I had to put it on do not disturb. Oh, I mean, I've got tons of soap videos. But I just was in the little pantry fridge and I've got like 4 pints of lard from our last pig. Let's go back a few years how long that lard's been sitting in the fridge. So isn't it strange that when doctor visits are looming, we start feeling better? Well, I mean, I've been really careful. I've been in my pool once this year. Once. I haven't wanted to jeopardize my knee or my hip. My hip is doing better today. It was really bad yesterday. Between my hip, my knees, and a migraine yesterday, I was just, forget about it. Hey, Denise! How are you, darling? But it's true. The closer we get to going to the doctor, the better we feel. But this isn't a doctor's visit because I'm sick. This is a doctor's. As a matter of fact, I should have phoned and said, can we make it a phone appointment? Because all I need is requisitions for x-rays on my knees and hips and maybe an MRI for my knees, right? I'm pooped. I really haven't done much of anything. Hi, Danoof. I'm hiding inside with the air conditioner, having a lovely beef dressing, green bean, and potato supper from the crock pot. Well, I think I'm doing that tomorrow. And if you want me to do a video for our half-acre homestead, I will. But how you clarified it before you made soap. Well, I made that. Oh, you mean with the leftover fat drippings? See, that's the thing. I got that idea. Do you know where I got that idea from? Was the book, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, where when Francie was working in a restaurant, right around, I'm sure it was, but they would save up all the waste fats in the kitchen in the restaurant, and somebody would come pick them up, and they would bring back soft soap, right? Of course, Linda. So the easiest, and that's called washing fat. And it's really easy to, well, it's not it's easy, but it's time consuming because you just put all your waste fats like your drippings and bacon grease. Now, mind you, I strain my bacon grease into a jar. We don't eat a lot of bacon. We haven't had bacon in a long time. But I strain my bacon grease through a sieve into a jar in the fridge for frying and stuff. I'm loving the fix it and forget it cookbooks for the slow cooker so I don't get cooking fatigue. I hear ya. I'm telling you, I need a bigger crock pot. I need a bigger crock pot. I'm so ticked off that I bought a new crock pot. My old crock pot cracked. My big one, my big black one. And I left the carafe, not the carafe, but the heating unit on the shelf for a long time. And then I thought, what the hell am I keeping it for? And I threw it out. And then when I bought a new crock pot, didn't the electrical thing die? And here I have now the carafe and nothing to put it in. So I gotta say, I kicked the crap out of crock pots. I may have 12 in my defense. They were all given to me. 12? I've still got crocks and carafes from old crock pots. And I stopped buying new crock pots for the longest time because I could get them. Nobody used them. You could go into any kind of like Value Village or St. Vincent de Paul or thrift store, and you'd find crock pots coming out your yin yang. Now you can't. And when you do find them, they're like $20, right? But when was the last time I went to a thrift store? Hell, I can't remember I can remember the last time I went into Ottawa. It was with Howie. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Don't send me a crock pot, Rebecca. I'm just saying. Here I am talking about how I need a big crock pot, and Rebecca's name comes. You got to watch Rebecca, man. She's always surprising us with stuff. So I got to be careful what I say. I have a couple of tiny ones that a triple I got for $20. Then I had a bunch of people ask me if I wanted them, and I'm like, sure. Well, see, I make soap in my crock pot. I don't bother with cold processed soap. I make hot processed soap. And last summer I had bought, I think it was 3 or 4 ounces of white cedar essential oil, like smell. So that's what I'm doing this year. I'm going to make a nice because I'm down to about my last 5 bars of soap. And I'm telling you, the reason I haven't made soap in so long is because I'm still doing soap I rebatched. I'm still using soap I rebatched from a long time ago. Well, now you get yourself one, Rebecca. Nice big one. Nice big one. So, I'm just making sure my tea is strong enough. Yes, Rebecca. I'm drinking Yorkshire Gold. I'm drinking my Yorkshire Gold. Now, you know what, folks? I'm really ticked off because when I made these, I forgot that I had a bag from my mother-in-law that had some things in it, and one of them was a bundle of pastel pipe cleaners, and they weren't these. These are kind of prickly, guys, and I should have outlined this with some. But next, I'm going to get my hands on some ones that are soft. Yes, yes. And apparently there's a big 4th of July sale going on right now in 4 jars. So please use the coupon code. What's my coupon code? Hang on a second. Okay, use the coupon code half acre for 10% off. And here I've screwed up my chat now. Hang on a second, guys. I can't see anything. There we go. And we want it on live chat. There we go. I'm doing pretty good. I've actually relaxed a lot this weekend. Yesterday, I had a rough day with a headache and groin pain. Obviously, my sciatica was acting up. And So I spent the day kind of just watching TV. Now tomorrow Howie's home now, so tomorrow he's going to help me out into the garden, and I'm going to do a garden update video for our half acre homestead for Tuesday. Not that anybody will be watching my videos on Tuesday. Tuesday's the 4th of July in the United States. We had Canada Day yesterday, but poor Howie. They got rained out. They got rained out yesterday, but they did I've used my Crocs in the oven before. They're heat resistant, so why not? Right? But I wouldn't put them from frozen into the oven. So I'm also going to, I might just set up my camera and do a video of me organizing my pantry. My pantry is an absolute mess since I hurt my hip and then my knee. My hip, then my knee, then my hip and my knee. So my pantry's like... So I just might set up my camera and then speed it up and go, this is me organizing my pantry, right? You're celebrating the 4th? Yeah, the 4th is on Tuesday. The 4th is on Tuesday. Our Canada Day was yesterday, right? And the closest I could come to saying Happy Canada Day to people was showing a picture of Justin Trudeau getting hit in the face with a Canadian boxing glove. Happy Canada Day. Get that. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. Thank God we can come here and be sane, right? So what else do we want to talk about? I got to go behind my fan for a minute. I'm doing as well as can be expected. How are things going? Are you still at your daughter's, Sherry? And we'll talk on Patreon tomorrow. But how's things going at your daughter's? You know, all around, so to speak. Angie, you made it! You made it! Hey, how's it going? Angie went on a date yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry, Angie, but he wanted to be her sugar daddy. I'm sorry, Angie. I just couldn't help it. Angie's like, I just met you. You know what I mean? Oh, you're out with Steve. Hey, Steve. How you doing, you grumpy old frigger? When are you guys going to come up for a visit? Like, why don't you come up for a visit tomorrow? Don't look at my house, though. Right? But, yeah. So are you going are you out with Steve shopping? But, so I'm just saying, if there's any really good-looking, wealthy sugar daddies out there that just want to take Angie traveling, call me. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All you have to do is go on Facebook, and it's like, Mike Steve. Hi. And he likes 3 of your posts, and then he goes, hi, I really like your posts. I'd like to get to know you better. And I go, I know you. You're some little person that's trying to steal all my info. Facebook sucks. It really does. All over the world, as long as I wear a bikini and does what he wants. Exactly, right? Holy crap. I mean, but oh my God, that's setting the terms, eh? I'll take you anywhere you want. I'll take you all over the world. But you got to lose some weight and wear a bikini. Nice meeting you, too. I just about peed my pants. My goodness. What a riot. Oh, my goodness. So, I got my kidney beans canned yesterday. And, oh, no, this was somebody from a dating site, I guess, or whatever. And they went out on Canada Day, stayed out in the public, walked around, did all these kinds of things, but he's like, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely beautiful. Can I take your picture? You would look, yes, I'd like you. Can you wear a bikini? Did you wear a bikini? Right? It's just hey, yellow burn up high in banana tree. So anyway, oh my goodness. Angie, I tell you what, I think you should have 3 husbands, but they all live somewhere else. One to take you traveling, one to fix up the house and babysit the dogs when you go traveling with your other one, and one for sex and yard work. Seriously. He's 75. Yeah, the guy was 75 years old, too. There you go. Hey, Carol McKinney, Julie Scugia. Hi, how's it going? Oh, Linda Bob. Oh, no. Somebody be getting a dirty mind. Well, of course he did. Seriously, dude. Seriously, he wanted to. He was like, ooh. Yeah, did you see this arm candy? Take you anywhere in the world. Just make sure there's no prenup. And that you verify his finances first. I'm sorry. I just, there are people out there that think they can literally buy companions, and I guess you can, but that's not the type of people Angie and I are. That's not the type most of us are, right? Sugar daddies, please. Now, if I had money, I'd be sugar mama. No, I've got absolutely everything I need in my life when it comes to love and security and romance. Okay? Howie came home early today. He could have waited and come home tomorrow when the racetrack was almost completely empty. You know what I mean? But he came home so he could have the day with me tomorrow. So I'm hoping, actually, I got to double check my doctor's appointment. I should double check my doctor's appointment. I'm pretty sure it's at 3:45, and Howie gets off at 4. So if he gets off at 2:30, he can come home. I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive my truck. Because I don't want to get in and out of my truck. I'd rather try and get in and out of the passenger seat of his Hyundai Accent. Oh yes, must be independently wealthy. Someone tried to steal your Shih Tzu. Oh no! Oh no! That'd bring out the bear in this mama. This is still my dog. Seashell, did you get that, Tom? Did you get that thing I sent you about the Hawaiian word for dog or pet is, what was that word, Seashell? But it didn't just mean pet. It meant, it has, like most Hawaiian words, had so many. No, not yet, Linda. Not yet. He's got to take them off. He thinks there's something wrong with the calipers. So we'll check. But, now, is it Kehu? It means caretaker, and that's what pets are called in Hawaii, in Hawaiian. Kahu, Kehu, Kahu. I don't know which way to say it, but I saw this and it really made me think of all my animals over the years. All my pets. Is a chief's attendant, Kahu. No, not pets, just the person who cares for them. Oh, okay. Did you beat the shit out of the person who tried to take your Shih Tzu? You try and take my dog? Man. That's like trying to take. That's like a white van pulling up outside a schoolyard. You just nuh-uh. Kahu takes care of things. That's my pet, my dog, my Gracie's a Kahu. So, hey, Diamond Beth. You know, I mean, what's this world coming to? What's this? I actually saw a video of some guy, you know, of course it was a street camera. They made it look like a street camera. And went outside and some man was reaching down and you shot over his head? Like with a pew pew? Whoa. You see, here in Canada, we had back when we lived in Colborne, and God forgive me, I can't remember his name. It's been that many years. But the owner of the drugstore kept getting robbed in the middle of the night. Now, he lived above the drugstore or behind the drugstore or something. But they weren't taking money. They were coming and taking opiates. So one night, he heard them at 3 a.m. And he grabbed his pew-pew and he shot over their heads as they were leaving, trying to get them stopped. He got charged with discharging a firearm in a public place at 3 o'clock in the morning. He got charged. Isn't that nuts? Good girl. Wish I could do that here. I bet you he pissed his pants. To my baby, my doggy. She's outside now with Daddy. She's outside right now with Daddy. Oh my God, you should see my squash. Do you want to see my? Well, no, I'm going to do a garden video. My squash has plate-sized leaves on it. They're like that, right? They're like big leaves. So I'm getting really excited, and I can't, like I said, I canned my kidney beans yesterday. I'm trying to can up the stuff that I don't want to be canning when I'm exhausted during canning season, right? How was the salve wrap? Well, I'm walking without a walker. Look, this is me now without a walker. And you don't do the comfrey wrap too often, but I am going to make a salve for rubbing on my knees. Watch. No pain in my groin. See? I'm walking. Yes, indeedy, I'm walking for you and me. My son-in-law shot both dogs last week because they were fighting and dangerous. Oh, no. See, that's why we had to rehome Frankie. Because after 2 years old, for some reason, her and Gracie just started to hate each other. And I think it was because Frankie was coming to breeding age. And although Emma is fixed, she's still the dominant female. And Frankie, if you go into canine behavior, the dog that is in most wolf packs, there's only one female allowed to breed. So Gracie being the dominant female who can't breed, and Frankie being a younger female who's coming into breeding season, just set them off, and they tried to kill each other on a daily basis. I had to rehome Frankie. She's happier than a pig in shit over next county over, across the river. The swelling has gone down quite a bit, but that's why I want to make the salve. I want to make the comfrey salve, and I think I'm gonna go and look outside for some more herbs to make with it for swelling. I should do things separately, like the comfrey salve separately, and then make like a yarrow and a plantain salve for bleeding and cuts and stuff like that. It's illegal here to shoot dogs or cats, and sad to say, there are people here where dogs are on the menu in their home countries. No joke, it saddens me. Every one of our dogs, since we've lived in Quebec, we've put down ourselves. I won't take them to the vet to do that. I just won't. You know, because they've got, like my dog Pepe Le Pew. She's on my arm, and I shot her myself because she was having like strokes and seizures and stuff. And so I took her outside and in the sun, and I laid her favorite blanket down, and I put a big hunk of rotisserie chicken, and she was eating that up. And as soon as she finished that up, boom, boom. And it was really hard. But the weirdest thing was how he went to wrap her up, and I went, wait. And he said, Bev, she's gone. I said, wait. And her tail came up and went like this. I said, now you go. I put down my own pets out of love for them. Not because they're useless, not because I'm heartless, but because I had a dog when we lived in Ontario. I had a dog that was Alsatian and Yellow Lab cross. And it was an outdoor dog. And it bit Briar twice. The first time it was my fault because Briar was crawling around the floor and he put his hand in the dog food bowl. And the dog was an outside dog. And he nipped his fingers. And I broke my baby finger punching him in the head, right between the eyes. But the next time he did it, he went right for Briar's head. And that was it. I took him to the vet. We were buying our house that day. Why does everything happen around my dogs? Around, like, when Peppy had her puppies, it was the day we went back. We had an appointment for going bankrupt, to go bankrupt. But I took him into the vet. And by the time I got to the vet, and he was a good dog. He really was. But he was an outdoor dog, and he wasn't socialized with, he was fine with Arthur, right? But Briar was like, the second time he did it, he was asleep. He had come in because it was really cold, and it was in March, and he was asleep on the floor. And Briar was too. And Briar was like, oh, the dog. And he went and ran, and he fell on him. And the dog didn't break the skin. Did not break the skin. But left bumps. And he looked at me, and I said, it's all over. And I got him in I got Briar in the car seat. And I left him at a friend's. And I got Sammy in the station wagon with me. And he was crawling up between my arms while I was driving. And when we got to the vets, I took him in, and because I had already explained to the vet that this can't happen, right? And I took him in, and he walked right into the cage, and he looked at me, and he sat down. And he knew, and I cried for 2 days. I will never do that to a dog again, where they look me in the eyes as I walk away and leave them to their fate. Never again. My last little one was hit by a car. Oh no. It's different when they're taken that way. My favorite silky rooster was taken by a Rottweiler. He was a pet. Oh. What am I missing here? I missed a whole bunch of stuff. So, what's killing you, Lola? Who hit your dog? Oh, man. Okay, let's stop talking about it. I look at pets as God's nanny cams. You see, they say pets don't have souls. I don't believe that. When an animal has gotten to the point where it's so domesticated that you can communicate with it, I'm sorry, that thing shows love. It has a soul. It is life. Oh, I know. Peppy or Penny, our little Boston, got hit by a car. It's like I don't like how he seems to think that when Gracie goes, like she's 7 now, and that's the beginning of old age for a boxer. 7 to 10 is usually the age. Emma lived till 9. Yeah, of course they can. Thank you, MJ. Um, I think pets are God's nanny cams, right? Who says an angel can't be in a pet? Watching, reporting. Not watching and reporting, but I think God, if you look at God in a way, or the creator in a way, like, see, I had the hardest time listening when I was, going to Sunday school, and I'd hear about the Sermon on the Mount, where, where Jesus preached to the multitudes. And in my child's brain, I'm seeing multitudes of people listening to one man. But as a grown up, I saw the capability of the creator speaking to every single heart and looking into the eyes of every single person. Creator is capable of that. We aren't. Right? So once I realized that God is everywhere all the time, right? It made me realize what pets and plants and everything that we treat. Like, people laugh at me because when I'm planting plants, I go, oh, the baby. When I'm transplanting them, they're living things. And just because I'm going to eat them, like chickens or pigs or cows or whatever, doesn't mean they don't, or vegetables, doesn't mean they don't deserve love and respect. Right? Nurture. It's in us to nurture all living things with love, as we should. God gave us our unique cats as a comfort during these trying times. Absolutely. They do have a way of becoming your babies. We had 2 dogs. One had the same characteristics as one daughter. The other was just like my other daughter. I'd have a house full if I could. I love them more. I like being, you know what? I like being around animals more than people. I mean, with the exception of you all, right? People today, many people today, are so full of themselves, so full of things and, self-centered behavior about what they should have. You know what I mean? And I look at my animals, and my dog looks at me and goes, "Hey, Mom, you not feeling well today? I'll lay in bed with you all day. Get up, let her out for a pee, she come right back to bed." You know why? Because she loves me and she cares about me. And you know what? One day to a dog is like a week to us. So you think about how long that is. That one day in bed with my dog, and my dog's been looking after me a week of her life. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm walking pretty good. I'm sore in here. I don't know why. It's been going on for about 2 weeks, off and on. So I am going to see the doctor on Tuesday. So yes, Lola, absolutely. I lost my baby black lab and cat on the same day, the Monday after Thanksgiving. Oh, well, wait, what did I miss, Joe? You said could. I got your letter, Joe, and I have not been out in the garden. I have not done anything. All I've done is can some kidney beans. And I'm going to load the dishwasher, and I'm going to vacuum the rug. And then tomorrow, Howie's going to take me out in the garden and do a video, unless it's raining, right? It could be the smoke. It's not sore in my throat. It's sore in my glands. They're slightly swollen, and it hurts in here. And I honestly think it's been the smoke. But apparently, They've put out that more than 50% of the fires in Quebec have been put out because of the rain. So when I was at the vet's last, a family had to put their dog down. Those girls were so sad. I asked if I could give them a hug, and they ran to me. And the mom said, "Thank you. The girls will remember." Of course they will, right? Yeah, I'm not so sure that wildfire's wild either. Then they're doing their job. Exactly. Right? I don't know. Honestly, guys, there's nothing on TV today, in the news or social media, that I trust. Bill C-11 has been passed, and that means the government has a right to say what can and cannot be posted on in Canada on Facebook, for starters, and Twitter. So who knows? God only knows. Rumble is a Canadian company. I just hope that they don't mess with that either. Thank goodness for the rain. It's topped up my pool. I got a lot of lettuce out there. I'm going to have to make a salad tonight with... You saw a report that the chemical... Hey, Renita. The chemicals mixed in. Well, see, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing people in the smoke's as far as Europe, and it's all on the northern states. And I'm thinking, where are they getting the smoke? Because the fires are 150 miles north of me, and I'm not getting it. Not like they're saying it's choking people in Europe. And it's like, oh, and people in the States are saying all I can smell is chemicals and stuff. Do you honestly think that's coming all the way from here? Do you honestly think? Don't you think if the Quebec fires were choking people in Michigan, that I wouldn't be choking too? Yellowbird. Yeah, well, I mean... I heard that, and that's the thing, is why would it smell like plastic? We don't need the government using these fires as a climate crisis agenda red flag. Oh, it's the climate, The climate hasn't changed in tens of thousands of years. As a matter of fact, it's cooler today than it was 50,000 years ago. And the truth is, I've been looking up some reports, and the people that report on the weather, or not on the weather, but on, the climate conditions and over thousands of years, they've been skewing the numbers from before 2000 just by like a degree or two, so that they could say that the planet is heating up. The planet is not heating up, folks. Planet's not heating up. The government is dumping chemtrails on us. They're dumping chemtrails on us. There's fires that are starting simultaneously in 6 different places. There's train derailments and manufacturing plants going up in smoke. They're trying to burn us out so that we can go into their 15-minute cities, right? Fires in Labrador was making the sun red here and sky funny last week. The problem is that they said we would be dead a long time. Come on, do you remember the 70s? Come on, who remembers the oil crisis in the 70s? Oh, we're going to run out of oil by 1985 or 1984. No, we didn't. And we built more fuel-efficient cars. This whole battery thing, now I'm probably going to get dinged for this. They're probably going to demonetize me for this video for this. But battery-operated cars is not the solution. Just making the batteries creates more pollution than the battery itself saves. Did you hear that? The battery operated car, the manufacturing of the battery alone creates 75% more pollution than using that car actually saves. On cow farts. I remember, do you remember that Sequest? My brother was in Sequest for a couple episodes. Anyway, Sequest with what's his name from All That Jazz. What's his name? But I remember in one episode, and this is how I don't remember a lot about I don't remember any episodes about Sequest, but I do remember a bunch of guys grilling a burger. And they have like these grills that were the vacuum, smoke gets vacuum. You could flame broil a burger or whatever it was. And the captain came and said, what is that? And they said, a burger. But it was a real burger, real beef. He said, you know that's totally against the law, right? Because of they banned cows and they banned beef farming. Now, this is back in the 80s, guys, when this show was out. They had banned cows and beef farming because of the methane the cows produced with their farts. What was that? I missed that, Angie Mac. Hang on. We're sitting on more oil than the Middle East with clean ways of getting it out. I know, I worked in the oil fields 12 years ago, right? I'm not saying we shouldn't have more fuel efficient vehicles. Look at my truck. My truck goes nowhere unless I need it to, right? It doesn't mean, my carbon favorite, oh yeah, you big 4x4 Dodge truck. Yeah. How often does it get turned on? It's a utility vehicle for a reason, right? Predictive programming, absolutely, Barefoot Chickens. I'd like to know how someone like me on welfare is supposed to afford an electric car. They're $200,000. They're worth more than my friggin' house. So here's my idea. I've seen so many videos over the years. There was this one guy who invented a thing. It was like a bucket system. And as it floated, water went in and collected garbage, and then the water flowed out the bottom. You just tow them things around, man. Clean up the friggin' oceans. Clean up the oceans. I still think somebody said to Trudeau, how do we need to reduce our carbon footprint when we don't create any because of the amount of trees? They're going to start saying, cut down all the trees and let's put up solar trees that make oxygen, because the trees are using it. I was watching Call the Midwife last night. Yes, I'm watching it again. And if the EV battery takes a shit, you're a SOL. That's right. I was watching Little House. I was watching Call the Midwife yesterday. And they were talking about, Jenny Lee was working on a hospital maternity ward. And the girl, she went up to say goodnight and close things down, check everything for night. She said, where's my flowers? The patient said. She said, we take them off the ward at night. She said, they use up oxygen. Now, apparently, that was a belief in 1958. Yay, Carol, that's awesome. Your cousin and the sheriff just text me. They have arrested the dog napper. I got his license plate number. You see, that's justice. Shoot over his head, scare the shit out of him, call the cops. Here, that dog would be long gone. That dog had been long gone, right? The nuns used to say that in the 70s. There you go. And the EV vehicles are heavier and are tearing up the roads, possibly cause the parking lot collapse in New York. Really? I am into Call the Midwife in the mid 60s. I think I'm on season 3 right now. Somehow season 1 or 2, I missed Chummy getting married, but that's okay. Right now I'm in where her mother's got cancer and she's going to look after her mom. So I mean, I've got this weird brain. I have a brain that is full of useless bits of information. Well, obviously not useless, but I don't remember anything about Sequest except that episode where they had banned beef because it was an environmental issue. I remember lots about Call the Midwife, but I do remember yesterday hearing, oh no, they removed the flowers off the wart at night because they rob oxygen. Plants create oxygen. Hey, Ninja Clan Kathy, how's it going? I'm so glad, Carol. Yes. And you know, people steal dogs for many reasons. Breeding, puppy mills, all kinds of stuff. Hey, Becky. How are you? Kay's Corner. Now, Kay, did we meet in Michigan? And isn't your name Alicia? My brother knows a cattle farmer, and that's where we will be getting beef. That's where we... Okay. See? My memory has weird bits of information it stores. Because I remember Kay's Corner, but I remember calling you Alicia Keys, and that's how I remembered the K. Isn't that weird? Oh, I'm glad, Becky. I'm glad you're feeling... Corey. Right. The dog napper probably has a bunch of other hot dogs missing their family. Poor babies. Take my dog. You got problem, man. You do not. Hey, I'll run you over with my walker. I'm not shitting. You don't go near my dogs. And I'm really grateful that Gracie, because one of our dogs that we rescued ended up being surrendered to the Gatineau SPCA because it kept getting into people's car. It got into somebody's car. And I got a phone call. It's like, you know what? She keeps running away. She keeps getting in people's cars. And she was a min pin, and the harness, we wouldn't put a collar on her because she got caught up on a fence once with the collar. And the harness, she had such a pinhead, it would just slide right off. She'd just pull backwards. Now, Gracie has a collar and a lead that she can go outside on, and that dog can get out of that collar. As a matter of fact, the snap on it's cracked. All it would take is one tug. But guess what? Gracie and I have an agreement that when she wants to stay outside and I can't be outside, I hold the collar up and she'll put her head right through it and she'll go outside. If I'm outside and she wants to go zooming, all I do is grab it and she pulls her head out of it and away she goes. She's a very, very smart dog. I was your secret sister, too. Oh, that's right. If anyone tried or did succeed in getting any of my dogs, they had better be good with... That's right. Make your peace with your maker. I run you down with my walker. And then I'll stomp on you with my arthritic knees. My dogs are... But anyway, I started to say this 30 minutes ago. Howie's already sending me pictures of Boston Terriers. Not because he thinks Gracie's going to be gone soon, but he's prepping me for the next dogs because we're going to get dogs again, he thinks. My problem, hey, Wild Fox, my problem is who trains them? Who raises them? Who puts them out every time the puppy... This is how I train dogs to pee outside. Okay? Soon as they wake up, I don't use pee pads, guys, or paper. As soon as they wake up, they go right outside. Because as soon as a puppy wakes up, it needs to pee. Just like me. And if you want them to poop, you stay outside with them and you teach them to fetch, because running back and forth will get their poop out. And then you praise them. Problem is puppies sleep a lot. And they need a lot of indoor, outdoor, indoor, outdoor. I remember with Gracie and Frankie, I was like, Howie, you gotta help me. When you come home, it's your turn to put the puppy out. Oh, it doesn't need to go out. Come on back up on the couch. No. I'm the dog trainer in the family. So I keep telling him, Howie, if God, by God's grace, Gracie lives another 5 years, I may be too down on my knees, like down in my knees, to be able to train not one, but 2 puppies at once. Right? So we, love Gracie while you can, because we may never be able to get dogs again, because I'm the dog trainer. And if I physically can't do my job, then I can't do my job. Besides, I want a Frenchie. I want a Frenchie. What you doing, Dudu? You gonna let her zoom? Take her for a bit of zoomies, Dad. So, I could rescue an older dog, but older dogs that come as rescues usually need extra work and extra training. And I have rescued dogs. My Min Pin was a rescue. Pixie, my other Boston Terrier, was a rescue, right? So, and as far as I'm concerned, my first pug, Pepe Le Pew, she was a rescue too, because we got her out of a pet shop, and she was not well when we got her. But yeah, I want a Frenchie. We'll call him Winston. That's actually a good bulldog name, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. It's a beautiful day, or it was. It was sunny. But now I have to go and finish. Now, we're going to do a prayer or some spiritual nourishment. So if anybody doesn't want to partake in that, there is no judgment if you leave. If you're going to leave before the prayer, take care. God bless. I love you, and you're always in our prayers. But before the prayer, I got to say, I have to start organizing my pantry. And I have to unload and load my dishwasher and vacuum my rug. And that's going to take me the rest of the day. So for all those who care to, please help me close with a bit of spiritual nourishment. This is where we drop the walls that organized religion has put between us. And we stretch out across the multiverse. And we lock hearts and we lock hands, and we fill ourselves. We ask God to fill us with his divine light of love, so that we can go forward and part the darkness for anybody who needs it, including ourselves and our families. There's a lot of people out there that have bought into campaigns of mis and disinformation over the last 3 years, and they're lost and confused. They're not confused, they're just lost, and they don't even know it. All right, so let's pray for them, pray for those who are sick, give gratitude, and all those wonderful things. Now, I've spoken enough. I'm sure everybody who wanted to leave has left. Take care, God bless, and now let's do some deep breathing. Let's fill our lungs with clean air, okay? Imagine it crystal clean and pushing out sludge, okay? Imagine filling our bodies with God's light and pushing out any darkness. Imagine filling our bodies with hope and love and pushing out fear and pain and negative emotion, okay? First one's always the one you got to push it all the crap. Hey, God, creator and source of all. How's it going? Thank you, God, for bringing my husband home safe. Thank you for the rain that's putting out the fires. Thank you for the love of my dog who keeps me company and always knows when I need her. Thank you for my friends on Facebook and the roof over my head and the blankets on our bed and the food in our freezer. Thank you for our friends and our family. And thank you, God, for your love, because without it, we could not go on sometimes. Please, God, we're going to lift all the people up to you that are having a really hard time. We're lifting up those folks that are sick, that are in, upsetting and anxious situations, that are having trouble with their finances and in their health and their families. God, we lift all these people up to you so that the light of your love can pour down on them and give them peace. God, please walk forward with us, filling us with your light as we go forward, ignoring the bull, ignoring the blaring, knowing that as you fill us with your light and we move forward, it pushes it all back out of the way. Thank you, God, for loving us like nothing and no one else can. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Blessed be. Merry meet, merry part. Miigwech. Peace be with you. Walk in the shining light of God's love. Whatever language you use to talk to your Creator, we know that love is the language best heard. All right? Take care. God bless. And I will see you guys on Thursday night. I love you.